Hi there, everyone. Welcome to Blue Jackets. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed podcast. My name is Kevin, and join me tonight is my co-host Hefty Duck. And as always, we always invite people to come on the show. Whether if they do or don't, there's always next time if they don't. But anyways, on today's show, we got some news involving the Blue Jackets to talk about. Cole Sillinger has a new 3-year deal with the Blue Jackets. We're going to talk about that. Jack Greaves has a new 3-year deal with the Blue Jackets. We're going to talk about that. Some summer fun. Just going to talk about if we're doing anything fun this summer. I'm going to show some hockey goals from the Big Ten, some of my favorite, and so much more. So welcome to the show, everyone.
So much more. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you have had a good week. It's been another hot one, as always. But it's been a pretty good week for me. I got to do some cool stuff. I'll tell you guys about it here in a little while, I'm sure. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe wherever you're watching from. If you're watching from Twitter, check us out on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, check us out on Twitter. The links are on our link tree, which are linked in all of our links for the links. Just find the link. But yeah, don't forget to like that. If you want to listen to us, check us out on Spotify. We're on Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts. Check it out. That has been blowing up lately. I don't know why, but thank you guys. We appreciate everyone who listens or views the show, especially during the summer. It really helps us want to keep going in the summer. Helps me want to keep going in the summer because sometimes it can be a little slower, and I don't blame anyone for taking a break from their hockey podcast in the summer. But we like to keep going. So anyway, if I already said that. If you want to listen to us, we don't have any sponsors because the only ones that have been available to us were gambling sponsorships, and I particularly don't want to do that. So the entire show is done by us. So check me out on Instagram. I'm at lance.s.tattoos on there. Check out my artwork. Come get tattooed. And if you can't make it to where I live, I do some tattoo conventions every year in Cleveland and Cincinnati, and hopefully next year I'll be in Columbus too. So keep an eye out for that. But thanks for joining us. Back to you.
All right. So as always, like Hefty Duck said, please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. So check it out. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So, and, as always, don't forget to check out Uni Blue Soldiers. Check out Uni Blue Soldiers. Follow Union Blue Soldiers on all social media platforms. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Check it out. We are doing our annual March of the Union Army on Thursday, October 1st, 2026, starting at our bar, 6 o'clock p.m. This is the event that you want to be at. Join Union Blue Soldiers for their annual march on Thursday, October 1st, 2026, the event you want to be at to be with your fellow Blue Jackets fans as we march on to Nationwide Arena to cheer on the Blue Jackets.
We also, every year, have some sort of little treat of sort. It's been buttons and been a few other stickers and a few other things these last few years. So it's been pretty fun.
Yeah.
Be there.
So check that out. Check out Union Blue Soldiers and check out the march. So to start off the show, something a little fun before we get into the more serious things, which is today I like to give. I'm going to put this up on the screen here. So here we go. And put it up on it. Okay. Want to give a shout out to my awesome brother Ryan. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday to my awesome brother Ryan.
It's like my best friend's birthday today.
Yeah. How about that?
That's weird that we have the same birthday, and then people who are very close to us have the same birthday.
Isn't that something? That is something.
Weird.
But
anyway, sorry, continue.
Shout out to my awesome brother Ryan. It's your birthday today. You are 37. So many fun times with you, whether it be family get-togethers, birthday parties, holidays, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. So many times of just, going to sporting events with you, whether that be baseball games, basketball games, soccer games, hockey games, so much more. This picture right here is from the Blue Jackets outdoor game that was at Ohio State, March 2025. My brother went to the game with me, and it was a fun time. And my brother's not much of a hockey guy, but even he liked it. He thought it was cool. So this is one of my favorite pictures right here of my brother and I at the Blue Jackets outdoor game. Also, Ryan, can you come to more Blue Jackets games with me? Because you've been to 2 Blue Jackets games, and the Blue Jackets have won both times.
Oh, shit.
So I need more of that magic. I need more of that magic because, I've seen the Blue Jackets lose some games and win some games. So,
And you got to travel in from a little further away, too.
Yeah. So, can you share some of that magic with me? Come to some Blue Jackets games with me so they can win again and again. But happy birthday to my awesome brother, Ryan. Always fun to talk to you. Always fun to see you in person. Just a fun guy, a great guy. And always good to see you and obviously your wife, Rachel, and your kids, Harper, Ava, May, Titus, your dog, Cooper. A lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. So thanks for everything, Ryan. Happy birthday. And here's the 38. Let's go. Here's the 37. Let's go for 38 and beyond. Here's to more fun times with you, Ryan. Looking forward to it. And, maybe you can come to another Blue Jackets game with me. But anyways, lots of fun times. And this right here is one of my favorite pictures of my brother and I at the Blue Jackets outdoor game.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool indeed.
Okay. Now, one last thing I'd like to go before we get into the more serious stuff is that, and I'll put this up on the screen too, but so some people are pissed at Ohio State because they got a jersey ad now for every sport. It's not just the football team. I get it. I understand why you feel that way. But at the same time, this is just the world that we live in today's world, okay? This is just how it is. You may not like it, but you have to accept it for what it is, that sports teams are going to have a jersey ad because things are getting more expensive and you're going to have to find a way, extra ways to make money. And that's an extra way to make money. And with the way how NIL and recruiting is these days, where it's just become crazy expensive, that even schools like Ohio State can have some difficulties with it because it's just becoming a bit too much for my liking, that you need a little extra money. You need a little extra money to to help with that, and that's going to help with that. You may not like it, but it is what it is. It's the same thing with the Blue Jackets and just hockey teams in general, because the Blue Jackets have a jersey. Well, they used to have a jersey ad. This past season, they didn't have it, and they used to have a helmet ad, but this past season they didn't. But more likely than not, they're probably going to have another jersey ad and a helmet ad to help with more money and all that sort of stuff. So that's just how it is.
Huh.
You just got to accept it for what it is.
I didn't even notice they didn't have the ad. It used to be Safelite.
It did. But because if you notice how like that 25th anniversary patch was over here, and then and like the captain and the alternate patch was also right there, and it looked so weird and out of place and just squished together. Yeah. And they were waiting for like a jersey pat sponsor to go here on this side of the jersey, but it never happened. And I was thinking to myself at some point, it's like, guys, it's not going to happen. So like, just move the C and the A to the other spot, but it never happened. So it's a no. But point being, I understand that, you don't like the whole jersey ad thing. I get that. But that's just how it is. You have to accept it for what it is. It's there. Every team has one. The Blue Jackets had one. They don't have them right now, but don't be surprised if they get another one. So just accept it for what it is. It's part of today's sports world.
Yeah. And look at the international level of almost any sport now too. It's bad. I mean, if you've seen hockey rinks from like overseas, the entire floor is different colors, which the only argument I have for that is that it makes it slightly harder to see the puck sometimes. I don't know. And then their jerseys are covered. They look like NASCAR drivers almost. And how NASCARs have all the ads in there too. But like Kevin said, I'm not a big fan of it, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right. Yeah.
There's only so far like you can hold your principles. Like I said at the top of the show, I don't like gambling ads, so I don't want to do them. But I would say yes to another type of sponsor. I don't know, man. It's just so weird to me that what's actually weird to me, and this might sound kind of stupid or wrong, is that it hasn't happened sooner.
Yes.
There's so much greed out there. And I'm curious who's responsible for that. Is it just the athletic department? Is it a whole Ohio State thing? Also, what's the sponsor?
It's Chase Bank.
Chase Bank. Oh, of course it is.
Yeah, well, I'll just say this: I'm not gonna get real deep into it. But if you know why, Hefty Duck said, of course it is. Because there's some very, very bad, questionable behavior that Chase has been associated with, and that has also been connected to Ohio State in a certain way, and a certain man that's on the buildings in Ohio State that's not a good person. But that's neither here nor there. But oh well.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it's not allegedly. It's true, but that's
fair.
Point. But anyways.
I just like throwing that out there just in case. Did OSU really need more money? That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I get it. I do, but I live in Ohio, and I live like 2 hours away from Columbus. And there is more Ohio State stuff. I live closer to like an hour closer to Cleveland than I do Columbus. There's more Ohio State stuff around me than Cleveland Guardians or Cleveland Browns. Shit, I can find Steelers stuff here too.
Ew.
But like Ohio State, like there's a whole section at my local Walmart. We're 2 hours away from Columbus. What do you mean you have a whole section? And then they have like 2 or 3 Cleveland Guardians t-shirts. And they're all trash. I mean, to be fair, I've been, I try to stay away from using Walmart as much as possible, just because
I too, though.
Whatever reason. But yeah, man. You said it before. The Ohio State Kool-Aid is strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Anyway, so I'll say this though, on some of these jerseys, it's more egregious and more bad than others, and some of them aren't as bad. Like the Ohio State baseball team has it on the sleeve, kind of like what other baseball teams do. So it's not as
yeah,
bad. It's not as bad, and like the hockey jersey here, that's not as bad. That's
yeah.
right there.
Especially if they can keep it down to a certain level, I feel like eventually it's going to grow and grow. It's because we've crossed the bridge now. But like in the Cleveland Guardians, they had the marathon one, which honestly was, I think, a great sponsorship because they're also the same colors. It's red, white, and blue.
Yeah. The Reds have Kroger. The Reds have Kroger on their sleeve.
Nice. And that's a red logo, right?
Well, no.
Or is it?
Kroger is blue, but who cares?
Right on.
That doesn't matter to the Reds. Kroger's paying them money, and it's on the sleeve. And Kroger is originally a Cincinnati grocery store. So
yeah, dude, it's huge here in Ohio. It's not quite as popular up near me, but there are some around. And I think didn't they buy someone out too recently?
Maybe. I don't know. But so in some ways it's okay, in some ways it's not. Last thing I'll say about the jersey is, I've said this before, but Ohio State, this is too much red. This is too much red. You need a little gray. And break it up. The football team does it perfectly, because I'll put this up, on the screen here. But look at the football team. Gray sleeves.
Oh, they also have those really, really short sleeves, but that's where I would want the stripes on just the hockey jersey anyway.
But you take the gray sleeves from the football jersey, put it on the hockey jersey. Just a little something to break it up, because it may not seem like much, but the gray sleeves on this red jersey makes it 10 times better, and it really helps break up some of this red.
Huh. Yeah, that's... Huh.
Like, it just that much better.
I do like that. I wish they'd come out with more of those black jerseys. The Ohio State, like, women's ones.
Yeah, with the Brutus. That's so good.
Yeah, I feel like... I'm sure they're back in stock. I just haven't looked for a while. I've been...
Yeah. Let's see. Where... Can I get a better close-up of the gray sleeve? No. But anyways, but there. But anyways, that's the end of that. All right, so on to the next thing. The Blue Jackets have signed Cole Sillinger to a 3-year deal, just under $5 million, and Jack Greaves has signed a 3-year deal at $5 million for 3 years, and the just under $4 million for Cole Sillinger is also for 3 years. And both are good deals. Why? Because Jack Greaves and Cole Sillinger have shown that they can be good players for the Blue Jackets. We've seen them do it. For Jack Greaves' case, it's good that you're doing it, but can you do that on a more consistent basis? This is really like your first season where you showed that you could do it consistently good over a season. But you still were not the starter to start off the season. You split starts with Elvis Merzlikins. Now this season, this will be your first time where you will be the starter to start the season. How can you handle that? And you've been good, but can you do that consistently again and again and again and again? Because if you can, then you're getting a big money contract with the Blue Jackets next time. But for now, we need to see that you can be good consistently again and again and again and again, year after year. Because, yes, there is a possibility that this could go bad. And then it'd be like, oh, he's not playing very good. And crud, the Blue Jackets are stuck with the contract, 3 years, $5 million. No one's going to want to touch that. But at the same time, it's not going to be as bad compared to if you, let's say, you gave him like a 8-year, $7 million deal or something like that, to where you'd be really stuck with that if that happened. But so this gives you both the Blue Jackets and Jack Greaves a little cushion to play with. Both the Blue Jackets and the Jack Greaves think, okay, this is going to work out more likely than not. But it's only 3 years, and we need to. So there's that. But if it doesn't work out, it's only 3 years. And you also have to consider this, is that the Blue Jackets have some goalie prospects coming up here in the next couple years here. Evan Gardner, they have Sergei Ivanov. He's eventually going to be coming over from Russia. And then Peter Andreanov, he's going to be eventually coming over from Russia. And the Blue Jackets, drafted Parker Snell in the draft this year. He's going to be here eventually. Melvin Strahl, another goalie prospect, he'll be here eventually. He's playing at Minnesota this year. So, in the end, if it doesn't work out, well, it's not as bad because you have these other guys. So it's not as bad. But realistically, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Jack Greaves is going to be okay and just going to keep on plugging away and just keep playing good. But it gives both sides a little extra protection just in case it's, doesn't go so well. And the last thing I'll say is that we have a good full year, actually 2 seasons of you now, of tape on you. The book's out on you now. So teams are going to start figuring out what you can and can't do against Jack Greaves. And it's your responsibility to figure out a way around that. Can you do that? I think you can, but we still need to see it. Because the one thing that's been happening, especially this season, teams are starting to figure out that if you shoot high on Jack Greaves, you can score goals. It's gotten so more noticeable to the point that during games, Jody Shelley and Steve Mears are saying, are they shooting high on Jack Greaves? So, that's something that Jack Greaves is going to have to figure out a way around.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the book is now out on you. They've seen what you can and can't do against you. So I think he's going to figure out a way around that, but but it's still a thing out there to consider. But overall, this is a good contract. Gives Jack Greaves a little more money, but not too much money. And it's good. So Jack Greaves, awesome player for the Blue Jackets, and he's earned that.
Yeah, I'm pretty okay with this contract as well. We've talked about it plenty of times on the podcast. I mean, Kevin just talked about it. People are already starting to study and understand Jack Greaves and his tendencies and his limitations. $5 million is not overpaying at all, in my opinion. Goalies have been getting paid more and more every year. It seems like they're getting paid a little more. And Elvis Merzlikins, he's making 5.4. I think that's part of it too. I mean, combined, they're taking up 10.4 million of the cap space, which that's about the price of Werenski. And who knows what we're gonna see Adam Fantilli get. Has Bedard signed a new deal yet?
Yeah, he got 15.
Okay, so we're probably gonna see
12 to it's at minimum at minimum we're looking at 12 million at minimum, and it's probably somewhere, and then probably 14 at the highest.
Yeah, right on. So yeah, keeping that in mind, I think that this was pretty all right. The current cap space, according to Puckpedia, is $14.495. Sorry, $14,495,000. Oh, sorry, $495,001. The fuck is counting this shit? So they're still well under the cap hit. There are on the team right this very second for this next season. There's only one person that needs to be signed yet. And even if for some reason they don't work out a deal this summer, he's still gonna have to start playing. Like they own his rights. He still has to play, I think.
Yeah,
they'll get a deal done. I don't doubt that. But like they own his rights. It's not like Fanta can go anywhere right now. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Let's see. Let's compare this to Damon Severson. He's making 6.25. Honestly, zero offense to anybody, I think your goalie is one of the most important players on the team. I'm surprised that they don't make more. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I also you haven't mentioned Cole Cylinder yet, have you?
Oh, so no.
Take it away.
I have not done that. But Cole Sillinger also got a 3-year deal under under $5 million. And again, I like it because again, Cole Sillinger has shown that he can be a good player for the Blue Jackets. We've seen him do it. He's very versatile, up and down. He can play up and down the lineup. He can be your top 6 guy. He can be a bottom 6 guy. He can play on the wing. He can play on the center. He can play center. Face-offs, penalty killing, blocked shots. His defense has improved. Can get you some goals. But this season where he really shined was when he played on the third line with Matthew Olivier and Charlie Coyle. Just really good. Just outstanding. He really acted as just a kind of a shutdown line where they play against teams' top lines and to shut them down. And then they'd be physical, hard to play against. They'd grind it out. They'd win board battles. They'd be tough to play against. And then sometimes they'd get you a goal or two. Just that good. So, just awesome. And Cole Cylinder is a valuable player. He's part of the Blue Jackets, he's a part of the Blue Jackets' future, not just now. He is that important. Also seen as a leadership guy. Now, it's a minor nitpick, but the only thing that you could rip on Cole Cylinder for is that he does everything right to get himself in a position to score a goal, and then he'll shoot the puck, and then he won't score, generally speaking. Whether that be it'll get saved, it'll get shot, he'll miss the net. It's like, man, you do everything right to get yourself in position to score a goal, make a good play offensively or defensively, and then you get the puck, and for the most part, you just can't score. So it's like, if you could just figure out a way to put some of those chances away on a more consistent basis, you're already a good player, but that's just going to make you even better. Because we're looking at a guy that gets you at least 20, 25 goals. And that would be a guy who's basically, for the most part, playing third line minutes. You do that. Oh my goodness. You take that and run with it, because most third line guys aren't scoring like that.
Yeah.
And if you do get that just makes your team that much better and that much more deep. So if you could just find a way to put some of those chances away, you're going to be good to go. Already a good player, but you could be even better. So, again, overall good contract. And it's like the whole Jet Greaves thing. It's like, we know you can be a good player. Here's a little more money. And if you do good, again, this is where you get the big money contract.
Yeah.
Because we know you can do it. So, over and again, another good contract. And when you read different stuff in the Columbus media and different stuff on Twitter, a lot of people were saying, oh, they're probably that Cole Sillinger was getting at least $5 million, and Jet Greaves was probably going to get more than what he did. And so for you to do what you did by getting them cheaper than what they probably shouldn't have gotten for what they should have gotten is awesome, a bargain. And then that saves more money for Adam Fantilli, because Adam Fantilli is going to get a lot of money.
Yeah.
In part because of the Leo Carlson thing. Was probably going to get 8 to 10 million before the Leo Carlson thing. At minimum, because of the Leo Carlson thing, he's now getting at least 12 to 14 million because of Leo Carlson thing. But overall, good deals. I like this for Jet Greaves, and I like this for Cole Sillinger.
Yeah, I like this for Cole Sillinger. I'm okay with this deal for sure. I think he's a very valuable player, and he, maybe isn't the most flashy. There's no need for that. Kevin said is a really good point, though, and I'm going to point out something that he's super young. It's so easy to think like, oh yeah, he's a veteran. It's so easy to look at him and be like, yeah, I don't think of him any much different than like Olivier. Like in terms of me thinking what ages they are. And I mean, Olivier's not that much older, but he's a couple of years older, and he's like 29, actually quite a few years. He's 29. You know what I mean? But Cole Sillinger, he's grown into a very quality player, and I don't think of him even like the same way I think of Kent Johnson, who is the same exact age. I always feel like Kent Johnson is still like a little bit young, but yeah, something to remember with Cole Sillinger, the fact that his IQ, his hockey IQ, is where it's at, the positioning, knowing where to be, when to be there, great. That is, I believe, I feel like that's harder to teach because in a game, you are very oftentimes you're almost going off like some things happen so fast, you might just be going off instinct, which is, or like, your training. And it's hard to think that way. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to do a trick or puck handle to get through something. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. It's easier. So personally, I think it's easier to work on the skill of being more accurate. But this is like the second year I think we've been saying this too. Just being a little bit more accurate. That's something you can work on. It's just easier. That's a skill thing, and I think that he'll be able to definitely produce more as time goes on. Especially too, once some of these other players start aging out, and as long as like the team stays together a little bit, but like playing with Fantilli and Johnson and Marchenko and having those guys kind of rub shoulders with them, being like, hey, like, here's a tip or here's that, something like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing the next few years from Cole Sillinger, 4.63 million for till 2028. And yeah, we really haven't seen. Yeah, we've been seeing quite a few of those like middle of the road contracts like this, where it's like, okay, we'll give you like an okay amount of money, and then we'll give you 3 years. You got these 3 years, you'll be 26, and if you've stepped up by then, you're getting bigger bucks for sure.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I think I feel like you know what to expect from him, which is really cool because that's not as likely from younger players to be more consistent. But I feel like at this point he's got enough NHL experience to at least be consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if he has like a breakout year and those stats go way up, great. Anyway, because yeah, I'm a little bit like seeing all these other new contracts that Don Waddell is signing and coming up with. I'm still a little bit surprised at the Charlie Coyle contract. That's through 2030.
But
I don't know, whatever. He's a lot older and has more. He's a lot more like consistent even than anyone else. But interesting.
The Blue Jackets had no leverage in that because Charlie Coyle know that the Blue Jackets needed him, so they, in a sense, to a certain extent, they had to do what they had to do to get him to get that contract.
He almost has an identical contract to Sivo.
Yeah.
That's wild to me. And actually, too, looking at this, Connor Garland and Valerie Nichushkin have very similar contracts. We have 3 forwards right now, all making around $6 million. They have Sean Monahan and Cole Sillinger coming up next. I feel like that we saw Don Waddell kind of do this with the Carolina Hurricanes too at one point. He wasn't necessarily going out and getting these bombshell players. He was getting like a bunch of players who were like, you know, in the middle to 3/4 of the way up like the skill ladder. You know, it's not anyway.
But
very interesting contracts. We could discuss this for a long time, I'm sure.
Because if you look at what happened, what he did with Carolina, is that it's just a total, and how they won the Stanley Cup. It's just like that is just a total team effort from top to bottom. It does not matter who you are. You're going to go out there, do your job. You're going to play hard, work your ass off, and just total team effort. Everyone is doing the same thing. And it was that Carolina team that won the Stanley Cup was very good. Very good.
Yeah.
But they did not have like a Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby type of a talent. They had players just below that. Exactly. And it was just, we're all coming together and we're all playing the same way, and we're just going to beat the other team and outwork them and that sort of thing and make us hard to play against. And I kind of look at a lot of the players that the Blue Jackets have and what Don Waddell's getting, and that kind of looks like the same thing of what he's trying to do here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then on the flip side of that too, maybe not having those Crosbys, maybe not having those guys, but also not having anyone at the very bottom of the stat sheet either.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very like well-rounded team. I mean, I think that's what the Oilers are missing, personally. That's all they need is like for someone to take less money and to be able to hire a couple better guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. I think that puts Anaheim in a really tough position now too.
Right.
Just
oh boy.
Talk about that a little bit. That's rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said this before, but it's like, all right, Flyers, you know, you did that Leo Carlson shenanigans thing with the offer sheet, but man, you better be careful now. Just, you know, if one of your guys needs to be signed, you know, the Ducks could be like, oh, well, we remember that, and try and do that to screw you or some other team. So be careful. Just be careful.
For sure. Oh yeah, I was gonna see if anyone else was gonna come on the show. I sent the message out. I forgot. Nope, no one's replied. Yeah, are there any other contracts that you want to discuss right now? Because there was another small one recently. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was a 2-way contract.
They've done a couple.
It was like a guy that was playing the minors. I think we talked about last week a little bit.
I'm gonna look this up on my phone. Who was that?
Boston Buckburger. What a hell of a name.
Well, they got him from Denver, who won the national championship this season.
Nice.
Denver's historically good at hockey. They have 11 national championships.
Nice. That makes sense.
Denton Heinen.
Oh,
Denton Heinen. I like that because you know what? They got him in the Chinakhov trade, and he was just, again, like Cole Sillinger, very versatile, could play up and down the lineup at times during the season. You saw him first and second line when the Blue Jackets needed it, and then he was third and fourth line when the Blue Jackets needed it, and just played real good, solid shift after shift. Good minutes for the Blue Jackets. Very reliable, very dependable. He got a goal or two, but most of the time we just played real good defense.
yeah.
And good veteran experience. Good veteran experience because he's played in the Stanley Cup final. So like that's what you want to have. I like that. So good signing.
Yeah, especially even if you're not top of the top of the top, but if you've been to the Stanley Cup finals, you know what it takes to get there. You've seen it firsthand. And that is just that's just a $1 million two-way contract. It's not big. Big bucks. I mean, if he does go down to the minors, he will be the highest paid one, I think, on the Monsters. No, Boston's got 1.05. He's got 1. Anyway, that's still that's a good contract for someone who might possibly be up and down. It's really going to depend on a lot of things this next year, as far as injuries go, and if specifically some of our other forwards can produce a little more. I feel like if two of the guys I'm thinking about could produce as much as Marchenko, or just even somewhat close, then this would have been a shoe, and it'd have been easy to get to the playoffs. You gotta do one. You got to get your offense better, or defense, man. Defense. But yeah, that's neither really here nor there at the moment. So, yeah. You got anything more with this? You seen any people arguing against this, or think it's a bad trade, a bad signing, or anything like that? Yeah, I haven't seen anyone really complain about it.
I have not seen anyone complain about it.
Yeah, I mean, they both have obvious value.
The comments weren't directed when the Denton Heinen happened, but when Cole Sillinger or Jack Greaves got signed, I'm just gonna call it what it is. You had stupid, idiotic comments that were cringe, but that's not Adam Fantilli, and it's you know what? Settle down. They'll get there. Do you not understand that Adam Fantilli is one of the best players on the Blue Jackets? He is our young, up-and-coming first-line star. That stuff is going to take time. You're not just going to give him a contract just because.
I don't think there's any way he was going to sign before Bedard did to see what he got too.
Yes, that's true too. Is that because they will always be linked in the same draft, because Connor Bedard goes 1, then Leo Carlsson goes 2, and then Adam Fantilli goes 3 for the Blue Jackets. And so because of that, people will always think, 2023 NHL draft, they will think of Connor Bedard, Leo Carlsson, Adam Fantilli. They will always think that. That's just how it is. And so because of that, it's a game of, I guess you could say, chicken, because no one wanted to go first. And then it's more of okay, well, Leo Carlsson got that. Okay, Connor Bedard got that. Okay, that should give us a better idea on what Adam Fantilli is going to get in some way, shape, or form. So, give it time. It's going to happen. And for you to say, but that's not Adam Fantilli. No, you need to knock it off with that stupid cringe comments. I know you want Adam Fantilli signed. I get it. I want Adam Fantilli signed. I'm a big Adam Fantilli guy. I have 3 Adam Fantilli jerseys. Blue Jackets away Adam Fantilli jersey. I have a Blue Jackets outdoor game Adam Fantilli jersey, and I have a Blue Jackets third jersey Adam Fantilli jersey, and I have multiple Adam Fantilli shirts. So you don't have to tell me about that because I like Adam Fantilli. I want him to be signed, but at the same time, it's not going to happen just like that. It's not going to happen. This is something that you're going to take your time with it and make sure you dot your I's, cross your T's, everything's okay. Because Adam Fantilli is your star center, your future star center, number one center. Take some time with that. He'll get there. It's happening. I promise. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And Aaron Portzline, in an article recently, has said that it's going to happen. They're just taking their time with it. So, settle down. It's going to happen. So we just need the people to settle down and with the stupid comments about, but that's not Adam Fantilli. It's like, okay, yeah, but stop. It's going to happen. This whole off season, there was just a certain way on how things had to go. Adam Fantilli was always going to be the last guy to get signed because that's just how it was. And, Jack Greaves and Cole Sillinger, okay, they had arbitration and that was going to come first. But even though they didn't go to arbitration, but those two guys were going to come first. Easier contract to deal with, much cheaper compared to Adam Fantilli, which is going to be really expensive and harder to deal with, but you got to do it. It's going to get done. So it's going to happen. I just need people to settle down with the idiot comments. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself, obviously. Can't wait. I wish that it was done by now, but I also understand that both sides are going to try to get as much out of this deal that they can. Adam Fantilli, the most money. Blue Jackets, the most performance. So, do you know how long Bedard's or Leo Carlson's contract was? How many years? 5? Jeez.
5.
So that's another thing to kind of think about is he's 21. He's very young. Yeah. He's doing very well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think he does deserve money. I wish that, could give him 10 million for 4 or 5 years. I mean, even if you gave him 3 million and kept him as a RFA or something for after 3 or 4 years to see just to see how the development goes, and then be okay, well, dude, if you play this good, we'll give you 17 million after the end of this because the cap's going to go up over those next few years, and we could probably do that for you.
Yeah,
but they're going to get the big bucks now, and we'll see how that ends. I'm hoping for the best. I don't think that he's going to fail. I don't think he's going to let himself fail. No. We saw how he came back after the injury from last season, and he's just more hungry than ever. And, judging by his stats, he's a pretty fantastic player. As a 21-year-old, so on the team, Denton Matejchuk is 21. The only other person that played for the Blue Jackets this season that was younger than that was Luca Pinelli at 20 years old. Now, these are all their current ages, so he could have technically been younger during the season. I don't know when his birthday is. But so that makes him one of, and Luca Pinelli is, I'm not considering him a Blue Jacket fully yet. He played 3 games. So that makes him one of 2 players on the team that are 21 and under the age of 22. Let's see, is anyone 22? Yeah, Cole Sillinger's 20. Well, depends what time of the year it is. Anyway, so there is a little bit of risk with that. There just is. I mean, Do you know about the butterfly effect? Like a butterfly flapping its wings can change the winds and make a hurricane a million miles away or some shit. But that's like what's happening now with the Flyers. I think. Like at first I was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like other teams are gonna be like, yeah, he's getting that, but like we can't give you that. Dude. We just can't. No one else is
Yeah.
gonna give that to you. Like no one can afford that. And now I think it's sending a ripple
Yep.
through the whole NHL in just a weird way. Honestly, if they pay him like they have 14 plus million in cap space, it'll be fine. He's the only other person they have to sign unless they pick someone else up. And I think they have all 30. Or how many contracts are they allowed to hold?
It's like 50.
Yeah,
it's like 50.
so I think that they're pretty full up right now. This is it. This is the one last thing. No need to rush it. There's no rushing.
No.
Like I'm sure they want to save a little bit of that cap. So like 12 million for 4 or 5 years. That's $60 million, right? It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a ton of money. Like I can't imagine that. Literally that actual amount of money. And yeah. Interesting. Another thing to remember, and this I'm not saying this for negative against him at all. Adam Fantilli was friends with Patrick Laine, and at one point Laine was making over 10 million, but I think
No.
Didn't he have a big contract? No? Okay.
It was just under 9 million.
Gotcha. And and having other friends in the league, like there's other people telling him like, dude, wait for the biggest money you can. So anyway, contracts. You can go crazy talking about this and what up until we see them actually play, we don't know what's a good contract yet or not.
Yeah.
And also thinking about this, like there could be trades. You take someone like Provorov, and that's a decent chunk of the cap that you could maybe get someone similar who's younger for cheaper, just because they're young.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I really got on all the contract stuff.
Yeah. So, all right. So, summer fun. We'll move on to that because it's a summer show. A little more chill, more relaxed. Not a lot of stuff going on, so you gotta make stuff up. More niche topics. Anyways, so do anything fun this summer, Hefty Duck?
Dude, actually, hold on. Let me tell you about what I just did this last weekend. So this last weekend was really fun. The owner of the shop that I work at Shatterproof Tattoo. Every year she holds a community event called Music on the Square, and generally it's in the square of our town. There was construction there, so it was moved a little bit this year, but it was a really fun time. There was tons of bands. There was tons of people. It was very busy this year. It was awesome. There's like vendors there and stuff like that. I bought this cool bottle opener from a guy. It's a deer antler with the golden thing.
Yeah.
And I got some stickers and some new art from some people too. I didn't put anything of myself in there. Like I have some art prints and stuff like that. But so Shatterproof had a tent there, a booth there for our business. I was busy that day because I was at work tattooing while most of the event was going on. So, but my coworkers were giving out tattoos there, and what I mean by that is that we had some very cool temporary tattoos, very vibrant, very realistic looking, really cool, and just temporary stuff though, and the kids were loving it. It's something that we do every year, and that is by donation. So we don't particularly charge you. If a little kid wants a tattoo, man, we'll do it. Temporary. Don't clip that. But that was a good time. Got to see some cool bands, Toolbox and the Crew, Unsung Anthem. I just keep calling them Unsung Heroes, but great time. It was super hot out there. Had some pretty good food vendors. They had a barbecue guy, and I have food allergies and all that good stuff. Well, I was able to eat some of the pulled pork, and it was so good. It was very good.
Yeah.
Had a couple of drinks there. So this thing, there's like an ordinance that passed to where like there's bars that participate in this thing called Dora, and when they participate, there's a certain area of town that you're allowed to go in and get a drink and take it out to walk back around the festival. So that was really neat. I got to have a couple of drinks there and hang out. That was a really good time. As far as like other fun stuff I have planned for this summer, I'm definitely gonna make it up to a couple baseball games. I generally wait until a little bit closer towards the fall because I am ginger and sunscreen only gets you so far when you're up by that lake and it's hot, really freaking hot. So I'm gonna go up and see a couple of those games and I don't know. I'll probably do a little bit of camping. At work, we've also been talking about. So since we all have weird hours, we tend to hang out with each other from work too. We've been discussing going kayaking or floating down a river or something of that sort. And there's some really cool stuff around here to do that. There's one that's really famous near me. It's called Mohican Adventures. Many people in Ohio might be familiar with the Mohican River. I think it runs in the Muskingum River even. And so that's a really fun one. There's also many people might be familiar with Canton, Ohio. It's like a fairly large city, but near that's a place called Canal Fulton, and they have a canal you can float down. There's no boats nowadays that really use it, but that's something neat that we're gonna do too. And um, of course, I am disc golfing every chance I get. Other than my obsession with hockey and baseball, one of my other biggest obsessions is disc golfing. And for those of you who might not be familiar with it, I I didn't start doing this. Like I had friends that would invite me all the time, and I just absolutely refused. It sounded like the dorkiest shit I've ever heard. And like I was just like, "You're what now?" Believe me, I understand that side of things, but I went out and threw one time. I've never stopped. I'm addicted to it too, especially if you're looking like I used to skateboard a lot. That's how I got a lot of my exercise. Well, I'm 35, man. I have a career. I can't break an arm or a hand or something like that. So with disc golfing, it's a low impact sport. You're basically hiking while every now and then throwing a disc. So it gets you to walk 2 or 3 miles sometimes and gets you outdoors. Um, yes, I'm not being paid by Big Disc Golf to say this, but it's it's a fun time. I always try to get more people to play. One place, if you're in Columbus, one group you can get a hold of is called the Olentangy Disc Golf Club. They do tournaments, they do leagues, they do all sorts of stuff like that down in Columbus area, and I have some good experiences with them. There's a really nice course in Blendon Woods, which is really close to Columbus area as well, and a bunch of other really great courses down there. So that's kind of my general plans for the summer. I'm not sure that I'm going to go on any big trips. I'm going to try to get to some more uh, tattoo conventions, but that's going to be probably more towards the fall. I think I'm going to do a Halloween one somewhere. So that'll be pretty neat. Trying to think of anything else that I might be doing this summer. And of course, if something big happens, I'll be telling everyone about it, I'm sure. Um, big plans, big plans. It's funny. This is something I always ask my clients. I'm always just curious what they're doing, what they're up to, and all that. But what about you, Kevin? Have you been out able to enjoy any of the weather at all? Do you like the heat? Shit kills me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hot weather is BS, and that's why I don't like summer. Let's just call it what it is. That's just how I feel about it. You know, If it wasn't like baseball games, if it wasn't for that, I'd probably be like, this summer thing sucks, but whatever.
For sure.
That's just how it is. I'll add to that. My niece's birthday is in July, and my brother's birthday is in July, and my cousin Gibson, he's in June. Cousin Larry's in July. So I think my Aunt Ruth, she's got a summer birthday too. So I guess, okay, it's not all bad, but it's mostly but summer's like 2 out of 10 for me. That's just, that's just how it is.
I get you, man. It's tough. It's really tough. I've been spending more time indoors more this summer than I have in previous summers. It's starting to get to me. It just is. I don't know. The older I got Lyme disease last year, and sometimes the heat just takes me out.
I just can't. I get
that.
I just can't do this summer stuff, It just, oh God, terrible. But so I'm gonna go to some baseball games. Plan on going to Cincinnati to see the Reds play because lockout, that's gonna happen. So get the baseball games in while you can.
I guess we'll all be watching Banana Ball next year. Jeez.
Yeah. Maybe the Clippers will still be able to play next year.
Actually, maybe. Hopefully. That would be pretty cool. Because I remember hearing about that when the NHL went into a lockout. I heard that other NHL players would play in other leagues.
Yeah.
Around either the US or overseas and stuff like that. Just to you can't just not play for a whole season and expect to be just as good when you start back up.
Yeah.
You gotta have those minutes,
So there's that, and of course I live an hour away from Milwaukee, so if you want to go see a baseball game, you can go up to see the Brewers play, and that's always fun. Even if I'm a Reds guy, but I still have fond memories of going to the Brewers games because those are fun. Even though it's the Brewers and I like the Reds, but who cares? It's still fun. I usually go up to Wisconsin and see my Wisconsin family once a summer. Maybe usually it's once or twice during the summer. So that's probably going to happen. So there's this restaurant called Catch 22 that's by my house in Johnsburg, Illinois. And it's a nice, good restaurant, burgers, and you get salads and you get a good soup, and you can get grilled fish and stuff like that with some vegetables and rice, and it's good. And they have a nice patio area that you could sit at. It's way too hot, so you can't do that. so it's all right, well, inside we go. Oh God, so there's that. And so, there's that. And, just going to my brother's house to see my brother and his wife and my nieces and my nephew, and they got a dog, Cooper. So, got to see that. Of course, yesterday, July 27th, because this show is being done on July 28th. So yesterday, July 27th, I saw it was my niece May's birthday. She turned 5. So hung out with her for a bit and saw her and my other nieces and my nephew Titus and the dog Cooper, and saw my brother, saw hi to Rachel, my brother's wife. So it's a lot, it's a lot of that. And so, been seeing my grandma. I just got to check in on her because, my grandpa unfortunately died a couple weeks ago. And now it's just all right, everyone take turns going seeing grandma and just checking in on her and seeing that if she's how she's doing, if she's doing okay. Some days not so good, some days are better than others, and Some days it's a bad day. Some days it's a good day. In more recent days, it's been more good days. So there's that. So that's good. Check in on grandma.
Yeah, it's cool.
Been seeing family that I don't really see a lot recently. No, unfortunately, it took my grandpa to die for that to happen. That kind of sucks, but is what it is there. Still good to see them, even though it took my grandpa to unfortunately die for them to, see them.
That
Oh,
that
well.
happened to me with my grandma's funeral earlier this year. And when you get older, everyone just gets busier and busier, and even like your smaller families grow because now you have nieces and nephews and all that too.
Yeah,
I get it
it's
though. It's tough.
yeah, so so there's that. And then it's just figuring out like what do you do? Even my grandma's had this question, like, okay, like, what are we gonna do with the house that she lives in now? Like, she's getting to a point to where she eventually doesn't want to live there anymore because it's just too much. Because everywhere she looks, it reminds her of her husband, my grandpa.
Yeah, I get that.
So, and it's like, okay, we understand that, but at the same time, like, if that's what you truly want, then you gotta help us out here and like give us some time here, and like we gotta find some place that we can put you in that's gonna be good enough for you. And to my grandma's credit, she's done a good job with that. She's been very helpful and has worked with the family on that. So that's good. And she's like, well, I don't. And then there's stuff that my grandpa has there, and like, well, I don't want that in there anymore. Get it out. And it's like, okay, well, my grandpa had a lot of stuff because he lived 91 years.
That's a lot.
And it's like, okay, well, we can do that, but again, you got to give us some time. Got to give us some time here because there's just so there's just no way to get all that out in like one day. So we've been picking some days here and there and just going to the house and just getting some of that stuff out and be like, okay, does anyone want this? Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no, and then you get it out. So there's that. And then because my grandpa lived for 91 years, he worked a good chunk of his life, even well into his 80s. And so because of that, you work well into your 80s, you're going to have some sort of money in the bank account. And it's like, okay, like, what do you do with that now? And there's just a whole bunch of other hoops to jump through with that. And like, okay, obviously it was in my grandpa's will that went to my grandma. So like, that's good. But then it's like, then you got to go through the hoops to get that money and a whole bunch of other stuff. And you got to go to the bank and this and this and that. And it's,
because that's what we had to do with when my grandma passed. It's a headache for sure.
Yeah, it's just like you got to do this and that. And then like my dad, because okay, my grandma's also 91 and
Dang.
like she doesn't drive anymore. So it's like, my dad's going to have to pick some days to where she's going to take my grandma to like the bank and there's just stuff that like, okay, that like she's going to have to sign and give her okay on this to make sure that everything's, legal and cross the I's, dot the T's, everything's done correctly. And it's just a lot of a lot of stuff that you don't necessarily think about until something like that actually happens.
Yeah.
And, and then it's like, well, what happens with this and that and a whole bunch of, other stuff. But you know what? I got to give credit to my grandma is that, what? She's handled this situation as best as she can, as someone could in her situation, where someone that she was married to for 69 years and known for over 70 years just unfortunately died. And she's handled that situation so well with so much class and dignity and so much more. And every issue that's popped up along the way of like, what do we do with the house? And, what do we do this and that? And what about all the money and the bank and all these other tax issues and legal issues that now have popped up? She's handled that with so much class and dignity and grace, and I just love it. And I don't know if I could do that. I just don't. But my grandma is such a good person and just a tough SOB. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that in a good way. That I just love it. She's just handling the situation with so much class and dignity and grace and so much more. So you got that, and figuring out what baseball games we want to go to, and there's restaurants we go to, and then just figuring out when can we go see family and a whole bunch of other stuff, and a lot of fun stuff planned. But that's just how it is.
Yeah, I get that, especially at the start of the summer. That can really kind of put a little pause in some of the plans for sure.
Yeah, because if, at least from my perspective, and my, for my family, it's for the most part, it's really kind of been the whole summer. It's like we've done some fun stuff, but most of it has just been like, well, you can't really do anything. You can't really go to the grocery store or do this or that because, well, something happened with grandpa, or, we got to check in on grandma and see how she's doing. And I'm not even saying this in a disrespectful way. I get it. Like, you got to do it. It's just like, you got to do it. And then, things will settle down and we'll start to be able to do a little bit more, stuff. And it's a lot of like, just being like, okay, well, with like, my Uncle Kurt, be like, okay, well, I'm doing this. Can you be here for this? And like, okay, yeah. And then we'll be like, well, we're doing this, and we need you to be here for grandma and this and that, and ba 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 ba, and all this other stuff. It'll give and it'll take, and it'll be like that in October when we go for the Blue Jackets games. We're like, all right, well, we're going, and we need someone to step up and be there for grandma, and we will, because that's just how good of a family that we are. Is that we're able to work some stuff out. Sometimes have some arguments, a little ups and downs, but that's okay. No one's perfect. And then you're able to work something out, and that's just how it is. So, it is what it is at this point, and you just do the best that you can with it, and you can still have some summer fun, which I have.
Yeah, I definitely get that, man. For sure. You mentioned some food too, and I've been going to my local farmers market here every now and then,
Oh
and
yeah.
found some
See,
really cool stuff. You know, I'm into smoking meats a little bit here and there, and
yeah.
I'll tell you that one off the stream. It's not that big of a deal to me. I grew up uh, like grandparents having a farm and stuff like that, but um, you know, I got some game that I'm gonna smoke, and
Yeah.
you know, maybe I'll get some
Yeah.
pork shoulders or something like that too. That's gonna be a good time. I
Yeah.
love doing that.
There, you bring up the whole farmers market thing, and there's one right by my house called Stoddy's
Nice.
in Johnsburg, Illinois, and they get they have their own fresh vegetables and fruit and fresh meat and fresh eggs, fresh milk, and it's really good. Their eggs are good, and I got some burgers there that are good. The animals are outside how they should be. It's not that factory farm BS.
Yeah. And the
So,
produce is probably fresh and to
yep,
to
yep,
table. So
yep,
I'm
yep.
if you heard about the kind of like the diarrhea thing going around.
Well, because because there's positives and negatives of mass produced food, and that's the negative of such thing. That when you mass produce it like that, the safety standards are going to slip, and it just comes from a bunch of idiots with bad, uh, sanitary issues and just, poop, you know, some of
Not
these
washing their
people
hands right,
not
just not
washing the
washing.
hands right, and some of these people being a bunch of idiots. Instead of just going to the bathroom, you're in the field picking the lettuce, and you're pulling down your pants and you're pooping by the lettuce.
Really? I hadn't thought about that.
I go like, what are you doing? Like, go to the bathroom, you bums. If it's really that bad, go to the bathroom. Don't pull your pants down and poop by the lettuce. My goodness.
At
So
least have some leaves right there to use.
yeah, yeah. But I like this Stoddies. It's got fresh meat. That's good. I got some burgers. That's good, and the veggies and fruit, and they got their own milk. That's good, and eggs that are good. They got their own raw honey. That's good. Their own peanut butter. That's good. There's just it's just good. It's just good. So always got to go to Stoddies.
Yeah. And yeah, like if you're down in the Columbus area, there's always all sorts of like little farmers market pop-ups. I went to this one, it was like I have a lot of food allergy stuff. So when I
Yeah.
see things that are like I can't have eggs or dairy. So when I see things that are vegan, I know like, oh, I can maybe eat that if it's also unfortunately gluten-free. I don't know. I haven't really talked about it on the show much because I have to talk about it in
Yeah.
my regular life so much. I kind of want to get a break from it. But like that's so if you're I went to this one that was like outside of like a Buddhist temple in Columbus, and that
Yeah.
was really neat, really cool place. It has a little market inside, had vendors out there all bringing homemade stuff. I mean, I found cookies, I found brownies, I found Rice Krispie treats. The one truck had donuts I could eat, and they were good. They were so good. So, definitely if you're in that area of the world, check it out, man. It's
No.
some good stuff.
North Market, always good.
Oh, and
North
North
Market
Market.
in
Yeah.
Columbus is always good.
Yeah,
Good
check out
meat.
the bottle and barrel there. They got
Yeah.
it's the one of the they got wine and beer and all that. They had some really awesome gluten-free beer I got there.
Yeah.
And the cheese
Yeah.
guy there, I can't eat it, but he's a cool guy. I like him a lot. He was super nice.
Oh, well, I have some pushback on that. Not that it matters. I think there's some cheese you could eat, but that's either here nor there, but whatever.
Possible.
Yeah, whatever. But no, I like North Market. I always go there when I'm in Columbus. The Blue Jackets are the main reason I go to Columbus, but I always like going to North Market. My dad, he just walked by and he heard that and he said Buckeye Donuts, which is
Oh yeah,
true.
I was
Buckeye,
there before my food allergies started too. Such good stuff.
yeah, I know. Buckeye Donuts is awesome. So they're at North Market, and obviously Buckeye Donuts has their normal restaurant on High Street. So that's good. Um,
The barbecue
so
place inside North Market's really good too.
yep. And
Very
then
brisket.
you can get like have to said you get fresh cheese and fresh meat that that looks good. Like if I lived in Columbus, I'd shop there a lot more, get the meat and everything. But
Oh,
I've
yeah.
gotten some I've gotten some cheese there and I brought it home and it's awesome. Homemade cheese there. That's good, no junk in it. And there's a place that makes homemade pretzels, and we'd always bring that home for my grandma and grandpa because they like that. So that that's good. They, of course, my beer that I had was sold there, one of the many places there. So like it's just
Oh
North
yeah.
Market. So it's like North Market. It's just one of the places to be if you're in Columbus. Besides, obviously, the number one thing is a Blue Jackets game. But if North Market's a place to be in our bar and so much more. So, anyways,
Absolutely.
so
So, one of my favorite cities on earth.
yes. So on to the next thing I'd like to talk about. This kind of goes into what we're talking about here. But so the Crew recently had their big game against FC Cincinnati, their big rival, and the Crew won 2-1. And so of course they play 2 games a year, one in Columbus, one in Cincinnati. And this past weekend it was up in Columbus. And so the Bailey, which is kind of like one of the big fan groups for FC Cincinnati, had a little pregame get together at our bar. And I thought that was cool. Like I had to share that even if you're not from Columbus, that people are recognizing that, yeah, our bar is cool and it's the place to be
Yeah.
before a game. I
Well, and
like,
there's tons of Blue Jackets fans from Cincinnati too, because the Blue
yep,
Jackets are the only team in Ohio. Well, that's Ohio State. I'm not going to count them. The only team in Ohio that is like bipartisan between Cincinnati and Cleveland, because between the two, it's Bengals, Browns, Reds, Guards.
right,
Yeah,
yeah,
excepting out the Cavs, I guess. But
yeah,
um, that's so far away. I feel like I feel bad for like other fans of like the Cleveland Cavs from Ohio because it's in Cleveland.
yeah,
Columbus is nice for the hockey stuff because, like, you can come from the north and south, same distance, and then you're right there,
right.
you know?
Um, that's cool. I had to share that they were at our bar before the game, and of course they did a march. And
Oh,
what do
yeah.
you know? The march started at our bar. I'm like, hey, that's cool. I've been doing that since 2014 with Union Blue Soldiers. So, that's
Yeah.
cool. And I always like that when, in my opinion, when you come to Columbus and you're doing our bar and you're doing like a Blue Jackets game, that's coming to Columbus the right way. That's coming to Columbus the right way. It shows that you're paying attention and you actually did some research into what Columbus is actually about instead of just going, well, I guess I'll go to like an Ohio State game or something. Like again, we've shown support for Ohio State many times on this show, but it's like that's not Columbus anymore. There's
Yeah.
so much going on that does not involve Ohio State. And if you think, well, it's just Ohio State, no, then you don't know Columbus. And in my opinion, you didn't go to Columbus. You didn't do it correctly. So, like, I like this when people from out of town they come to Columbus and like they go to our bar, they hang out, or they go to a Blue Jackets game or something like that, because then that shows you're paying attention. You know what Columbus is actually about. besides just Ohio State. Like, hey, there's all this other stuff that you can do. So I like this. Let's see here. I'm going to keep that.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the Columbus for Cincinnati thing because it's slightly almost equivalent to what's happening now. The Cleveland Guardians are playing the Cincinnati Reds right now in Cincinnati, I believe.
All right.
And it's the bottom of the fifth. Cincinnati's up 1-0. The Cleveland Guardians won the game earlier today by the skin of their teeth.
Go Reds, baby. Go Reds.
I'm a Guards fan.
It's okay. It's okay. We agree on the Blue Jackets, Hefty Duck. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, and I'm way more. I mean, I love the Cleveland Guardians, but I'm a little more obsessed with the Blue Jackets.
So, continuing on. So, okay, so Jeff Birding, he's a co-CEO of FC Cincinnati. So he was at the game. So look, there he is, But as you can see, a lot of people in the R-Bar area walking down past Nationwide Arena to see where to get to the crew. And what do you know? There's people from, the march that the FC Cincinnati fans did, doing the same exact thing that I've been doing since 2014, which is marching on to Nationwide Arena to cheer on the Blue Jackets. The only difference is they're cheering for FC Cincinnati. But, hey, that's cool, man. Cool to see that.
Because you'd think that the crew fans would hang out there a lot, too. It's just down the street.
Yeah, I've seen some crew fans hang out there, but that's not really their big thing.
Is there a crew themed bar like more?
I don't think so, but
maybe a lot of fans aren't big drinkers. Who knows?
I don't know. But there's other bars that are in the area that I see more crew fans go to besides our bar.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think it's cool. It's like, hey, people are doing what I've been doing since 2014, doing marches.
Pretty cool.
And look, okay. And here's another picture from the march. Okay, so I will say this. This is pretty cool. A lot of people. It's impressive. I mean, I get a decent amount of people, but
we had a pretty good chunk of people this last year, yeah. I think we had more this last year than the year before.
Yeah.
I just feel that way. And
yeah.
Oh, didn't the year before, was that when it like sprinkled and rained a little bit too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
still, hey, it was still a good crowd for rain, but I get what you're saying, Yeah. But this is cool. I like this when people are, hey, you're seeing what Columbus is about. So that's cool. There's some more pictures that I bookmark just to show off. So like, for example, like, okay, here we go. Like, here's another one. Like, okay, here they are. And here they are. Look, there's Nationwide Arena right there. So I like that.
It still amazes me how close that they actually really are.
Yeah, I know. It's the crew and the Blue Jackets. They're really just down the street from each other.
It can get packed if there's a game on both nights.
Oh, it's happened before. It happened
on St. Patty's Day. The one time I was down there. Oh, and like the bars were already like overflowing from St. Patty's Day. And then you had the crew fans coming out, and they had just won. And then the Blue Jackets fans were coming out, and they had just won. So it was cheering and drinking, and everything was going on that night. It was nuts. I pretty much I went over to the one bar with some friends, and I waited there for like an hour and a half before I even tried to like drive home.
Right. Yeah. Because so that was cool. And let's see here. And look, there they are. They're going into the Crew Stadium. Cool. The one thing, and like the Crew have fans to the Nordeck that do marches like this too. And the one thing about like these soccer marches that I think it's cool is that, like, man, they really get into it, because there's the flags and the signs, and there's people with like the drums, and there's people
will take that stuff in with them too. I'm not even sure like you'd be allowed to take that into like an inside arena.
No.
Like that. And I feel like there's not many other places that would let you do that. I think that's very much a soccer kind of thing.
Yeah. It's just, I just like this, that soccer fans really get into it, you know? And I've gotten some inspiration from this, where now I have a mini drum. It's not like that, but it's kind of like a little mini drum.
Yeah.
And we do that. That leads the chants during our marches now, and we have a bullhorn, and like we have signs now that we've been doing for years, and like I get inspiration from that, because I'm not much of a soccer guy, but the one thing I do really like is that soccer fans, when it comes to marches, like they really get into it. They do. And I like it. I do. So
pretty cool.
Just wanted to, share that I like that, just I like when people come to Columbus and they see that it's more than just Ohio State. They're doing it the right way by saying, hey, we're going to our bar. We're going to a Crew game. We're going to a Blue Jackets game. We're doing this and that. Like, you get it. You understand what Columbus is really about. And I tell my family and friends the same exact thing. Like, Kevin, why are you going to Columbus? And I tell them, I go, okay, cool. And then I bring them to Columbus. And then they see what Columbus is about, and they love it. They love it. They're like, Kevin, when are you going back to Columbus? We want to go back. We want to do this restaurant. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want to go back to our bar. We want to go back to a Blue Jackets game. We want to see the Blue Jackets play. It's like, yep, you get it. You know what Columbus is about now, and you want to come back. And my Uncle Jeff, he's coming with me to Columbus this October for the first 2 Blue Jackets games of the season. And he's been really looking forward to it. And he's been wanting to do this for a bit now. He hasn't been able to do it, but now he can. He finally has the time to do it. Finally has the chance to do it. And he's been really looking forward to it. And even he's telling me, like, I want to do this. I want to do that. And, like, I want to go, obviously he wants to see all the Ohio State stuff, and I want to go see, I want to go to our bar and this and that, and I want to go see the Blue Jackets play. Like, all right, we can do that for you. So, like, once you know what Columbus is about, you want to come back and you understand that it's not just Ohio State anymore. It's the Blue Jackets and the Crew and the Clippers and German Village and Short North Market.
Yeah,
our bar and
German Village.
Our bar and so much more.
There's there's a lot of wildlife stuff too in Columbus area. Like I mentioned, Blendon Woods earlier. There's the really cool botanical gardens, the Franklin County Botanical Garden and Conservatory, or whatever it might be called. That place is really neat. There's a lot of local things really cool down there that there's things all over the city. It's never a boring time. I myself would it's in my plans over the next few years to be moving down there.
Right.
Bunch of cool stuff.
It is. All right. So on to the next thing I like to talk about is we're gonna play some goals from different Big Ten schools here, because we got time to fill. So we're gonna start off. With a game this past season when Wisconsin played Minnesota, and Minnesota's going to score a goal. Just an awesome one-timer, couple quick passes to set up the goal. and I'm going to play it, and Hefty Duck and I were just going to talk about it. Just have a little fun with it. So, here we go. There's a puck battle along the boards. Minnesota wins it. Minnesota's going to get it. And then going to be a little pass over here, and it's going to he's going to one-time it and just blow it past the goalie.
Dang.
There's no chance.
It is so fast. Do you know if that kid's a prospect for anybody?
Yes,
Last name Mooney.
Mooney. I think he's for Buffalo. I think he is for Buffalo.
That was Minnesota who scored, right?
Yeah, Minnesota just scored. I think he's
Montreal Canadiens.
Montreal. Okay, he's.
I mean, he was taken in the 4th round overall.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's still to be drafted at all is amazing.
Yeah.
That's 4th round is not bad.
So Montreal. That's right. I have seen that he's Montreal.
Oh, and he played on Team USA, the World Junior Championship.
Yeah.
L.J. Mooney.
L.J. Mooney.
Cool. Yeah, that's a hell of a rip right there. I mean, anytime anyone does it from that spot, we always talk about, you know, that's the OV office, and they make it look a lot easier than it is, because not only do you actually have to be able to make that shot enough that they're willing to want to pass to you, but your team has to work to get it to you.
Yeah, and
because look, you have to draw the people away.
Yeah, because look at this right here, Hefty Duck. So puck battle along the boards, and he's going to win it. And right here, okay, he has it. Look, like maybe he shoots it, maybe he's not, and so like they can't necessarily like commit to that. And this guy's open because they're stuck over here, and then bam, blow it past the goalie, no chance.
Dang, that's pretty slick. Dang, that was on the power play, so that does help keep that spot open a little bit.
Yeah, it was on the power play too. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm yawning. I drank a little less caffeine today because we're doing this on Tuesday and I work tomorrow. Normally on Mondays I try to like stay a little bit wired to make it through the whole thing.
Yeah. But we'll back because we'll back this up here. So 17 and white for Minnesota has the puck, and if you watch this guy right here, he gets pulled way over here. And then because of that guy kind of has to cover that spot. And then,
they're all out of position.
Did you see that? Because this guy right here, stay right there, but he doesn't do that.
And the guy going over to double team from Wisconsin should be staying closer to the goal here, because most NHL teams are doing like a diamond formation.
Yeah.
Some might do a square, but yeah, these guys they're drawing him out of position way too well. Like they planned this. And in Wisconsin, no one just sneeze that. They're a great school too.
But this guy, he stay right here, but he moves. Oops, and now that spot's open, and then it's gonna be one timer. And because like look at all this open ice. Look at this. And it's too late because he's gonna blow it past the goalie, and this guy's screening the goalie.
Yeah. Now they're back in a box instead of a diamond too, so you can just tell that. Now then, Wisconsin's panicking and they're coming back out.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So like your best bet is you're hoping that this LJ Mooney misses it, but he doesn't, because I looked this up. He's one of because I've been researching different Big Ten teams, and for LJ Mooney, he's one of the best shooters on the Gophers. So like he's a guy that you don't want to leave open like that. Well, too bad, because he doesn't miss that. And slapper, gone. No chance.
See ya.
Like, I don't know if you can see that, but like, let's see here. We'll slap and way up here. He just snipes it up top. He's got no chance.
Goalie like ducks to get out of the way almost. That would be like the hardest thing for me as a goaltender would be just to stay there and take it.
Because look, go and bam, blow it, top shelf, no chance. So there's that. Now, on to the next goal. Here we have, I'm going to put it up on the screen. Here we have Wisconsin playing Michigan. Wisconsin's going to score a goal here. And just an awesome play by Wisconsin. They're on the power play. Michigan tries to get it out. Michigan can't. And because Michigan can't get it out, that's going to cost them, because Michigan is going to make a couple of awesome passing plays to set up a goal as a one-timer. Left-handed shot on the right-handed side. It's Quinn Finley.
Came away.
Turn that off. So here we go. Michigan tries to get it out. They can't. Wisconsin keeps it in. Here's 4. He's got it. Looks like maybe he shoots it, maybe he doesn't. So like they kind of have to respect the shot. He passes it to over here. And again, you really can't commit to it because maybe he shoots it, maybe he doesn't. But he's going to pass it over here for the one-timer and score. No chance. Just absolutely no chance here for Michigan on this play.
Yeah, and that's tough near the end of the game and everything.
Yeah. We're 3-0.
At this point, Wisconsin's not ranked. It looks like Michigan's ranked 8th.
Yeah. But I mean, 3-0, it's still within reason, but you give up the 4th one, that's it. You're not coming back from that.
Yeah. You're done.
And again, all this happens because Michigan just can't get it out. You get it out. This doesn't happen, but you get it out, and now you're out of position. Because you try getting it out here, Wisconsin keeps it in. And, okay, a little backhand there. Try getting it out, and Wisconsin keeps it in there. And now you're kind of all scrambled. You're out of the place. One guy from Michigan, he's out of the play. He's over here. And then, you kind of have to skate back in. And yeah, you're cooked here because you really can't. If you go one way over here, then you're leaving this open. You're kind of screwed. And then here it's like, well, it's the same thing. You can't commit too much one way or the other because then you'll leave something open. And pass it over here and one-timer. You're screwed. You're done. Back of the net.
That's tough.
It is. It is. Now, I know you're more of the defensive positioning guy, Hefty Duck. Do you have anything to say here?
Yeah. You can tell at this point that the wind has gone out of Michigan's sails. I think that has a little bit to do with this goal.
Yeah.
Just that they're standing around. That guy's barely in an athletic stance.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like, well, if it comes this way, I'll hit it.
Yeah.
And you just really have to power through those last few minutes, especially when the other team is on a power play. you got to try to power through it. Once again here, so like look at this defensive structure though. So there's nothing wrong with where they're at right now
Yeah.
because they have 3 of the offense up near against the wall. So that means there's only 2 other skaters out there, and there's 2 guys towards the back, like towards the goal away from the side. So you have those 2 guys kind of floating there. I don't think that that's too bad a positioning, but let's watch what happens next here. So it comes back up to the point, and now they're already looking to like try to leave the zone, which is incredibly too hopeful for on a power play. You just step back a little bit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even cross the line because they're like, oh, that's going to go across the line. And no. So this is where they start to get off out of position here. And yeah, let's see what this guy does here. Passes it just past him. And at this point, now you can see that there's already in a power play. If you're across the blue line and they have the puck between you and the net, like they're probably going to score. You got to be, yeah. Oh, and then I mean, Wisconsin played this perfectly. They knew they had an extra guy on, so that one guy up top, or for the offense by the left dot, he hung back a little bit. Yeah, that guy who's receiving the pass, he hung back just a little bit, and they played it perfect here. Wisconsin is very solid team. And then by this point too, it's happening so fast because the goalie's preparing for a shot. Because why wouldn't you just rip a shot there? No, he was smart about it, passed it, caught him unexpected. And let's see where the shot goes then, where it ends up in the net.
So, but he can't commit over here because he might shoot it too. So that puts him in a tough position too.
Yeah. Yeah, Wisconsin is just eating him up. And when you have a guy fall down, it's like 3v1 pretty much.
So
at that point, no hope.
Oh, yeah. That looked like on the glove side.
Yeah, it was a good initial block, was it? Did it come off the blocker? And I wonder if I'm curious if the player like kind of banked on that, like literally banked the puck off of the blocker, like thinking like, oh, I'm gonna shoot a blocker side, and then maybe it goes in, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna shoot at his legs, and if it blocks it, it's just probably gonna go right over to my guy over there.
But he shot glove side on him.
Yeah. Oh, did it go up to his glove? I thought it hit his left side, his left leg, his front leg blocker thing.
Watch. Glove side.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Glove side.
What a play. And I forget, in college, do the white jerseys, are they home jerseys? They play
yes.
Yeah.
So Saturday games, if it's a home game on Saturday, you'll wear an alternate jersey. And that's usually a colored jersey.
Okay.
So for Michigan's case, they'll wear a yellow jersey.
Gotcha.
Minnesota wears a yellow jersey on Saturdays. Ohio State, it's like a cream jersey with like Ohio State in red letters for their alternate. So but like one of the best jersey matchups is Wisconsin versus Michigan, because Wisconsin will wear red and then Michigan will wear yellow.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. So so there's that.
Okay, we're getting close to the end.
Yeah, all right then. So that's all we got for the goals for now.
So this is a little bit like off topic from hockey, but many people might notice that during many episodes I am looking down. I'll explain my setup here real quick. I don't want to show the camera because it's kind of messy around here. But I have one monitor, 2 monitors. So sometimes I look up at this monitor, right to this monitor. And then right now, so I'm actually working on some artwork or work. And I just thought it would be interesting to show you guys what I was working on. So this is like some Viking design that this guy's getting. He's going to get this on the back of his hand tomorrow, which is not going to be fun for either one of us. But so I let me I might have to turn my light off here real quick. It's gonna get real dark for a second, but I don't know. I think this design's pretty cool. I want to show it off. So Let me turn that down just a little tiny bit. Whoops.
Yeah, just a touch.
Tiny bit more. All right. There you go. You can kind of see it now. So this is a Nordic axe with the symbol, the Valknut symbol, and then that is one of Odin's ravens. So this is what I'm gonna try to talk him to tomorrow. The reference he gave me was AI, so I always go to draw these by hand. I mean, it starts on paper and I finish it on my tablet. So, just trying to do something fun, something cool. Viking stuff is always right up my alley. My very first 2 tattoos were on myself were some Viking runes, so it's pretty cool. Big fan. I'm excited to do that tomorrow. It's gonna be by noon. He actually wants it on both the back of his hands, both hands. And I'm like, dude, let's see how the first one goes and see how you feel after that.
Yeah. Settle down.
Yeah.
Settle down.
Shoot. But yeah, I just finished that, which is nice because now I can kind of relax after the show here. And I for those of you who might not know, I don't want to talk about it much. I have ADHD, and so like me doing that with my hands almost helps me concentrate on this somehow. I don't know how to describe it better than that, but keep my hands busy.
Yeah.
I can listen to that.
Yes.
Shoot.
Couple last things for me that I would like to share is first off, Ohio State hockey, they used to have a really cool gray jersey that they used to wear. They don't wear it anymore, and I think that they should bring it back because it's that good. So I'm going to put it up on the screen here because they should bring it back. That's just me, though.
Do it. Oh, that's cool.
So it's a gray jersey, and it's a red letters outlined in white, but that's also outlined in black. And the captain's patch, and it's got a Buckeye leaf on it, and I like the stripes, and it says Ohio State on it, and there's the numbers, and I just like this. And they used to wear this. The men's hockey team did. They used to wear this, and it was awesome. And they should bring this back, but instead they have a very mid jersey set now. It's sad.
They should just rip off the women's black jerseys. Those are so sick. But
I know.
I like this, man. This reminds me of a baseball jersey for some reason.
Yeah.
Because a lot of baseball teams will have the white and then the gray jerseys too.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of this. It's different. You have the Buckeye leaf right front and center in the middle.
Yeah.
And before anyone in the comments says it, yes, we know it's scarlet and gray. I don't care. It's red.
Yeah.
It's red. Like the only time, I look at this and it's red. Get it. Technicalities, just give us some grace, huh? But I like so like here, notice again, remember how you said earlier how you feel like that's too much red on a jersey, but look where the stripes are on the sleeves. It's further up.
It breaks it up.
And that's what we're talking about. That's what we're asking about, is just to help break it up a little bit. And so all around, I really like this third jersey. Out of all the Ohio State ones currently, I mean, I can't stop talking about it. The women's one is definitely always going to be one of my favorite ones. Judas on it, man. Come on. It's sick. And then this might be second. I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
I can't remember how the women's home jerseys are. I feel like they're the same as the men's then.
Oh, they're better, though, because it's red with black sleeves.
That's so cool.
Red with black shoulders. Red with black shoulders.
I follow them a lot. Did you see? Another little piece of Blue Jackets news here for you. Was it Jack Johnson, or who is?
Yeah. So Jack Johnson is going to work for the Ohio State women's hockey team as an assistant coach, which it's cool to see that Ohio State working together with the Blue Jackets on stuff. But this is not the first time it's happened because James Wisniewski, who also played for the Blue Jackets, was also an assistant coach for Ohio State. So I guess apparently it's a thing. If you want to be an assistant coach for Ohio State women's hockey team, you have to play for the Blue Jackets.
I'm curious if the Blue Jackets are maybe like told him like, hey, go do this and get some good experience. And then because eventually, wouldn't it be great to have him back? Because I talked about this last year already, like or the year before maybe. We talked about how he's kind of aging out and like he kind of came back to Columbus because I think that's where he like lives full time.
Yeah.
And to play that, one season with the Blue Jackets, and I was like, "You know what? They might add him on as, like, some sort of coach in the future." And this is just one more step in that direction, and especially under Nadine Muzzerall, oh my goodness, dude. I'm not sure if I'm saying that last name right, but,
Yeah.
um, you know, what great experience for him. This could definitely open up some big opportunities for him in the future, and, I mean, even still, it's with a great program. It's the best hockey program Ohio State has.
Yeah. Men's ain't doing nothing. My goodness. Pick up the slack. Pick up the slack. Stop slacking, men's hockey team. My goodness. Then again, I can't rip on you too bad. It's not your fault that Ohio State doesn't care about hockey and just gives you has you go dumpster diving for $2 in McDonald's coupon to try and get a hockey team together. My goodness. And then then you're forced to go play Big Ten schools that are good at hockey, like Wisconsin or Minnesota or like Michigan or Michigan State, and you get smoked because you don't have the talent or the money or the resources to compete with them. And it's like, it's just not fair. You're doing them dirty, but that's just how it is. So, wish they'd kind of pick up the slack, but I get it. It's just amazing what Ohio State women's hockey is doing, how they're just so good, minus the fact that they get also treated terribly and get no resources to play with and have to go dumpster diving, metaphorically speaking.
One, it's hockey, and then two, they're just not as prominent with their women's sports. Other than Ohio State football, let's take that out. What other women's athletes do you really hear about from Ohio State? I mean, if you pay really close attention, if you go to school, you're probably gonna know. But like everyone, there's like I said, there's Ohio State stuff 2.5 hours, 3 hours away, all the way across Ohio.
But it's football.
But it's football. Exactly.
Football.
And if it says Ohio State, it doesn't say Ohio State football. That's why people are buying it, is because of Ohio State football.
Yes. That's
man, it's never going to be a perfect world, but it'd be cool to see a few of the things that we complain about often kind of stored up, taken care of a little bit.
Yes, because I saw a comment in the Chase Bank thing on the jerseys now. They're like, oh, Ohio State will get $17 million a year for that. And people are like, I saw a comment and it was like, oh, does that mean like other sports will get more support and more money? And I just sat there looking at that comment, laughing at it like, oh, hell no. Are you kidding me? That's going to the football team. Ohio State looks at other sports that aren't football like screw you. Like, do I have to have like a hockey team or a basketball team or a baseball team? Okay, fine, but you don't get nothing from me. Here's $2 in McDonald's coupon, and you had to go get it by getting dumpster diving. Okay, that's what they look at it. If you're not football, they probably just look at you with just a disgust and an annoyance. Like, do I have to have you? Okay, yes, okay, fine, but you're not really getting anything. It all goes to the football team. So if I had to take a guess, no, that's $17 million. That's for the football team. That's not for anyone else at Ohio State. Because screw you. That's why. Yeah. We talked about this on the show last week, but I'm going to just do a quick go around about this. So going to share just some of my favorite mascot logos in the Big Ten. Do you notice the theme here? Wisconsin, it's a badger, and he's playing hockey. Michigan State, it's a Spartan, and the Spartan is playing hockey. Ohio State, it's Brutus, and he's playing hockey. Notre Dame, Fighting Irish, and he's playing hockey. Minnesota Golden Gophers, and it's a gopher, and he's playing hockey. Do you get what I'm trying to get at here? My favorite Big Ten logos are mascot logos that play hockey.
We can. Oh, sorry. I'm picking. There's the Brutus one. That's so sick. Once again, it's on the women's uniforms. Give me that one. And this one, yeah. Brutus playing hockey, absolutely sick.
And in Wisconsin hockey, Spartan, Notre Dame Fighting Irish playing hockey, and of course the Gophers playing hockey. I like mascot logos that play hockey. That's besides the point. Probably one of the last things I'll talk about. So, because I talked about last week on the show, but I want to get Hefty Duck's thoughts on this. So, Ohio State, the shot where the basketball team and men's hockey team plays is getting a scoreboard, and everyone's like, "Ooh, look, it's a new scoreboard." Oh no, Ohio State is like, "Ooh, it's a new scoreboard." And it's like, okay, but then you read the comments and it's like, "Oh, it's lipstick on a pig." Like,
yeah,
is that going to get any better, or sort of thing? Just kind of funny. So I'm going to bring up the comments from that post. It's just how bad it is. Everyone is just giving Ohio State a hard time and just taking a huge poop on them. And it's like, it's sad, but it's the truth that everyone knows.
Remember the St. John Arena?
Yeah, that's for Skull Session, and there was a pep rally there before the Blue Jackets outdoor game that was there.
Oh yeah, right on. Yeah, I've been to a Skull Session with the Ohio State marching band, that stuff there. That was really cool.
But so, couple comments here that like Ohio State is just getting pooped on here, and it's sad, but I get it. It's just everyone knows that the shot sucks, but it's like floor needs a little black to set it off. Wow, an actual jumbotron, so like a Bronx cheer comment. An atmosphere question mark. Let's see here. Demolish the whole thing and build an arena that's designed to be loud. That corporate BS arena is not good. Oh boy, that's bad. Spend it on St. John instead.
Oh yeah, no shit, right? I was just saying that. Yeah, dude, the seats are weird.
Will you be changing out the seating and getting rid of the weird red color?
Honestly, they could almost get, like, with how it is currently, they could almost get rid of half of them. There's like 19,500 seats. You know, that's like slightly bigger than Nationwide.
Yeah, and it's bad.
When are they ever gonna sell that out? Oh, you know what though? I guess for like shows and stuff like that, like they have like bands like play there.
Even then, it's not good. Here, lipstick on a pig.
I mean, if I was a band and I was coming to Ohio to play at a venue, specifically Columbus to play a venue, I'm gonna try to be a Nationwide arena.
Yeah,
it's more modern. It's got better sound, from what I've read online.
Yeah, it just better food question mark.
Yeah, no. shit, dude.
Put that money towards St. John's. Let's see. The new court looks too sterile and the arena layout lacks the ability for student and fan engagement. Bring the elements to
I've always
St.
thought that
John
was weird
Arena.
there.
Bring
How is
the
like separated by like you have like a, isn't there like a step up and like a bar there where like
yeah,
you can like
yeah,
stand up next to it, but like
yeah.
it's been a long time.
But it's like the new court looks too sterile and the arena layout lacks the ability for student and fan engagement. Bring the elements of St. John Arena to provide much needed excitement in supporting the men's basketball program. Let's see. Let's get rid of the gray court. So teeny. Let's see here. It's a dump that's too big. Absolutely no parking. That's convenient. Can we stop investing in this soulless venue and build a true college basketball venue? Ouch. How about better seating for the students and get rid of the black tarp up behind the team benches? Looks terrible.
I think that's what I was talking about. Was like it's like behind like the benches or whatever.
Yeah.
Looks shitty.
Or,
There's some people online that talk about how like sometimes you'll get a seat that's like behind a wall that you can't really like see everything that goes on.
yeah.
Like there's some seats almost like that in Nationwide. Two of my favorite seats, I forget exactly what section they are, but there's like because of where the steps are, and then there's like an iron beam. There's just two seats beside each other. Like it's like really high up in the upper bowl in Nationwide Arena. But you can still see everything.
Yeah.
Because they thought about, oh, hey, there's a steel beam here. Maybe let's not put someone like directly next to it to block their view. Stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, definitely some bad seats.
Another comment: worst arena in the Big Ten. Go back to St. John's. Lipstick on a pig. Oh, that's not all. They got roasted on Instagram too. So I'm gonna bring that up because they got roasted on Instagram too for those comments. So we're gonna bring that up and put that up on the screen.
Pretty soon.
This will be the last thing, and then my comment: the shot sucks. Get a new hockey rink for Ohio State men's hockey, women's hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. When are we getting games at St. John's exhibition game?
This guy's saying, did you see that one guy saying it's not too big? We just need more fans to show up. Brother,
dude, shut up.
This program has been around for like 100 years. It's not getting any bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. It sucks. Everyone, you're the minority. Everyone hates
He's got
it.
18 replies. I don't even want to know what they said to him because that's probably just what I just said too. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? It's definitely too big.
Yeah. It's definitely too big.
Well, because not many people care about OSU basketball and hockey. Boom.
Well,
someone else saying it. Actually, that's the same guy that posted it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Do you know how hard it is to fill up 20K? See, on Tuesday night would be better if it was 12K.
Yeah. I mean, at least they could do what like Rocket Mortgage Arena does for the Cleveland Monsters games, where they have like a curtain that goes the whole way around the top to block it off. Because someone else was saying like it looks horrible on TV when you have that whole upper deck. But the thing is, then if you do want to continue to have it as a music venue or do other shows or other types of things there, I could see why you'd want to have all those seats. That's just more money. But
we had that. It was called St. John's Arena. So another person roasting Ohio State for not having St. John's Arena. Name one other Big Ten school that fits 19,500 for a home arena for basketball. That's true. We never should have left or built an arena. We never should have left the St. John's or at least never build an arena like the Shot.
Well, and someone else was saying that they don't like that it's not dedicated specifically for basketball because a lot of college basketball ones are going to be a dedicated basketball, not basketball and hockey.
Yeah.
Because there's complaints about that. Like you have to even the warmer months when hockey season's going on, it can get pretty cold in the lower part of that, and there's no wall to block off the draft that's coming off they have a polar floor, so they can't just refreeze the ice twice a week.
Yeah. Let's
So,
see.
I mean, Rocket Mortgage does that too, but I've never noticed. I've literally been like on floor seats for the Cavs, and I never noticed it there. Although I like Rocket Mortgage Arena a lot. I'm a fan.
Ohio State.
Is pretty cool.
Another comment: Ohio State does not have very knowledgeable basketball fans. They have football fans that you think that you go undefeated, like in football.
Yeah. That's another thing. The football makes it so hard for because other sports, it doesn't matter if they're really, really good. Oh, you lost a couple.
Yeah.
The football team doesn't lose.
Yeah.
Unless it's Michigan.
But again, another comment roasting Ohio State for not having St. John's winter weekend expedition a game at St. John's expedition game. Can we get a women's hockey program in the shot? We have a premier program, but stuck in an outdated complex. Why aren't we just removing St. John's? Big change, question mark. Are they burning it down and burning a better arena that offers a true home court advantage with better student section? 33
That's also another complaint. What if they just made this dedicated to basketball and just put the hockey in the St. John's arena?
It didn't work like that, though. But that got 39 likes, so they're getting roasted there. Anything but moving to a smaller arena, crying emoji, praying emoji. Whole thing should be replaced with a smaller arena, like 10K seat tops. What about the women's hockey program? The shot is way too big for the hockey team and probably even the basketball team build a dedicated hockey arena. So, yeah, Ohio State, you want to know what people think about the shot. Here's the clue. People hate it. So even if it gets a new scoreboard, people are still like, yeah, but it still sucks. Get a new arena. I just got a kick out of that. That it's like, man, they just got roasted on that. They're like, hey guys, we're feeling good about ourselves. We got a new scoreboard, and everyone's like, yeah, but the shot sucks. Get a new arena. Oh boy. Yeah, geez. Anyways, so that's the end of that. So we're gonna say our stuff, and we're gonna get at. You know what? I got one more thing to share, and then we'll get out of here. Then we'll say our final stuff. Single game tickets for the Blue Jackets will be going on sale this upcoming Friday, July 31st. So you should check that out. Single game tickets for the Blue Jackets will be on sale this upcoming Friday, July 31st. So check that out. I'll be getting my tickets, and I'll be going to be ready to go to see the Blue Jackets play for the first two home games of the season, because I'll be in town for that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Let me check my emails. I got some emails today from Blue Jackets PR about stuff. What was this? Oh, so this was about the media availability. So tomorrow, Cole Sillinger. Today, I didn't get to listen to it because I was busy. Jack Greaves had immediate availability. That's what was on the thing there because they just signed him. And so tomorrow, Sillinger is going to be on the media availability at 3 p.m. So that'll be neat. And then, so this is what I think you just started talking. Yeah, you just mentioned the single game tickets are on sale starting Friday.
Yep.
So, yeah, home opener Thursday, October 1st against the Sabres. So yeah, if you want to get some tickets, definitely check that out. We have zero affiliation with the Columbus Blue Jackets organization. So when I say these things, I'm literally trying to offer this as a tip. This is zero advertisement. We make no money off this podcast in the slightest.
Nope.
But if you want to do multi games, if you're going to go to more than one game, check out the ticket packages. Talk to a representative. They can get you some pretty good deals sometimes. If you just talk to them and just say, "Hey, what can you do for me?" And
Yeah.
sometimes they can add little extras in there, like I mean, like, it's so cool, and, like, they'll invite you to a game for free sometimes to, like, show you around, be like, "Okay, so here's the" they have, like, open houses and stuff like that. It's not a full season ticket package, but it's a multi-game package, and you can get some pretty cool stuff that way. I definitely would recommend that to some people out there, and, yeah, there's not gonna be tons of sellouts, but I will recommend also, if you're looking to go to games around Christmas and New Year's, get those tickets early. Those are the most popular times because tons of people's families are home. People are off work, off school, and those games can get pretty sold out. Even if they're not playing anyone like that's a rivalry or anything like that. Um, check it out. I know I'm gonna be starting to look at some tickets now too, especially if you start looking now too. If you're on a budget, man, just you know, look now, see what costs could be, put some money aside. I mean, I think for I'm not sure if, they do payment plans for season tickets or not. I don't have season tickets. I
There
live a
are.
little too far away for that. Um, but let's see. Oh, they do mention in this, so they mention the Stanley Cup champions because they're the Stanley Cup champions. The Canes will visit nationwide twice this season, once on Tuesday, December 15th, and again on Monday, March 1st. The other finalists, the Golden Knights, will only be in nationwide one time on Saturday, October 24th. And you can check out the full schedule at bluejackets.com. And if you want to get these emails as well, you can check out, I think the flag bearer, is that right? The free weekly email newsletter. Check it out. It's cool. Once again, no advertisement in the slightest. Just mentioning that.
Yeah. All right. So, all right then. So, we've done what we can for this show. I've said what needs to be said, generally speaking. So I'm just Hefty Duck and I were gonna say our final stuff, and then we're gonna get out of here, and then we'll see you next time. So Hefty Duck, you can start off.
All right, like I said at the top of the show, check us out on audio. That's been for whatever reason blown up big lately. We appreciate all who listen or view us. If you want to listen to us, check us out on Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, podcast, anywhere there are podcasts, we are there. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube if you're watching us on Twitter. If you're watching us on YouTube, check out our Twitter. We have a lot of more interaction on Twitter if you want to keep up with us. We don't really participate too much in other social media, just due to the nature of Twitter being very instantaneous with sports news. It's just a better outlet for us in our opinion. So check us out there. Also, check me out at lance.s.tattoos on Instagram. And you can find me on Facebook if you want. I post all my tattoo stuff. So I use it as a business page, even though it's my personal page. You can see the spelling right here. There's a C in Schrock. I'm trying to figure out where my camera's at. There we go.
Yeah.
So it's SCHROCK. Check it out. Come get some tattoos. I do art and I do make some prints every now and then too. I'll be listing some of those up for sale before long as well. So keep an eye out for some cool stuff like that. Yeah, come see me. Shatterproof Tattoo, New Philadelphia, Ohio. But other than that, I don't think I have anything else. I think
No, No.
I can't tell if your screen's frozen if you're just looking at me. No, okay. Cool. I see you now. Dope. That's all I got. Thanks for watching, everyone.
All right. You had to do a little finger thing just to get, you'd have to tuck's attention.
So I do
here.
it too sometimes.
Hello.
I'm just like listening intently. I'm just like,
Ooh. All right, there we go. Anyways. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please tell your family. Please tell your friends. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. And as always, got to give a shout out to my awesome grandpa. Love talk. You weren't much of a hockey guy, but because of me, you became a big hockey guy. And you liked watching hockey games on TV because of me. And you became a big Blue Jackets guy because of me. And you like going to Blue Jackets games with me. And do you like wearing Blue Jackets stuff? As here you are right there wearing a Blue Jackets hat in this picture. And
I like how he didn't have a Blue Jackets shirt, but he wore a blue shirt. I like that a lot. And literally is wearing a blue jacket.
He is. He is. He was color coordinated like that. That's just what he was, But Blue Jackets hat. Of course, on the right, that's my grandma I was talking about earlier on the show. Just what a champ, handling this very tough situation with so much class and dignity and honor. Just great to see. But my grandpa became a big Blue Jackets guy, and he liked wearing Blue Jackets stuff, and he liked going to Blue Jackets games with me, and he liked talking to me about the Blue Jackets, whether that be in person or on the phone. He always wanted to know what was going on with the Blue Jackets, and I set it up on his iPad that he could watch the Blue Jackets on his iPad, and he loved it. He told me that he liked that he could just pull out his iPad and watch the Blue Jackets on his iPad, and anytime the Blue Jackets were on TV, he watched it, especially if they played the Blackhawks, because we're in the Chicago area, and a nationally televised game. So could be a nationally televised game, a playoff game, so much more. He just loved it. And second to last time that I saw him, he asked me about the Blue Jackets and how they're doing. And that was right around the time after the draft happened. So I told him about the draft, and, the Blue Jackets had a good draft, and they got Oscar Hemming, and they did good there. And they got, I said, they also got Valerie Nichushkin in a trade, and they got Ryan Lomberg in free agency. And he wanted to know about, he said, the rookie camp, so development camp. So he asked about the development camp. I said, that's happening this week. It's going good. So he always wanted to know about the Blue Jackets. And you unfortunately died a couple weeks ago. So you're going to be missed very much. And I'm going to miss you a lot, especially, hockey season will be here before you know it. It'll be October. And I'm going to miss talking to you about the Blue Jackets, whether that be talking to you on the phone or in person. You always wanted to know about the Blue Jackets. So, gonna miss you. So, wish you're still here so I could talk about the Blue Jackets with you. And, maybe go to a Blue Jackets game with you or something. But shout out to my awesome grandpa. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, rest in peace.
And as always, I have to give a shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc, who also was a big hockey guy and loved talking hockey with him. And the Blackhawks were his team, but the Blue Jackets became his second favorite team. And I appreciate that. And, I love talking hockey with you. And I wish you're still here so I could talk some hockey with you. So you could give me your thoughts on how you think the Blackhawks did this season, and I can tell you my thoughts on how I think the Blue Jackets did this season. Love seeing your family get-togethers and birthday parties and so much more. Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and so much more. So, shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. I wish you're still here so I could talk hockey with you. So, shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, rest in peace, Uncle Doc.
And two last things, and then we're going to get out of here. Next week's show is going to be on Monday, August 3rd, 2026. Again, it'll be Monday, August 3rd, 2026 at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, live on YouTube and Twitter. So again, one last time, next week's show is going to be Monday, August 3rd, 2026 at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. You'll be doing a player report card. Who's that player going to be? You're going to have to stay tuned to figure that one out. And I don't know, Adam Fantilli might have a contract by then, so we'll talk about that if he has a contract. So, yeah, a lot of stuff going on that we'll probably talk about in the Blue Jackets world. So, check that out. Next show is Monday, August 3rd, 2026 at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, I'm going to put this up on the screen. One last thing is, right here. Okay. So I'll put this up on the screen. As it says so, not only on the bottom of the screen, Union Blue Soldier says join the march on 10/1/26 R-bar 6 o'clock p.m. CBJ. Join the march! Union Blue Soldiers is having our annual March of the Union Army on Thursday, October 1st, 2026, starting at R-bar 6 o'clock p.m. Here's a little fun video from just some marches that we've had over the years.
Let's go Jackets! 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 Let's go Jackets!
So, join the march. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun times to be with your fellow Blue Jackets fans. You could be on TV. Union Blue Soldiers has had different people from the Columbus media show up, whether that be Clay Hall from ABC6 News, whether that be Adam King from 10 TV, whether that be Whitney Harding from NBC4. Join the march. It's a lot of fun. A fun time to be with your fellow Blue Jackets fans. So join Union Blue Soldiers for their annual march on Thursday, March 1st, 2026, starting at 6 o'clock p.m. at our bar. Join Union Blue Soldiers as we march on to Nationwide Arena to cheer on the Blue Jackets.
Do it.
And one last thing for me. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Don't forget to check out Union Blue Soldiers. Follow Union Blue Soldiers on all social media platforms. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Okay, so that's it for today's show. We'll see you next time. So from me, Kevin, and Hefty Duck, we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye now!